we're going to have a bit of a progression through some foot sweep stuff, some ashiwaza bits, just so we can let Christian see some of the progression stuff and how we introduce games or constraints, how we set practice tasks that start encouraging certain solutions from you guys. So most of you have played a lot of these games before, but don't move ahead of where we're going so that they can see the structure. You probably know, well, we might be moving into this other bit next. I'll just sneakily do this. Please don't do that. We'll do it as we get there. Does that make sense? Perfect. We'll have a quick whiz through our, what do we call it? Just straight tug of war. We're gripped onto our opponent. If you can pull them to your side of the mat, you get a point. Yeah. If they can pull you to their side of the mat, they get a point. So pull, 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 and he's trying to pull, pull, pull. If you get them to your side, you get a point. If they get you to their side, they get a point. We'll go this way, because I think we're longer that way, and we need to be 6 mats in, or 5 mats. Yeah, here. So one of you this side, one of you that side, facing an opponent, please. I assume your knee will be okay for this? Perfect. Quick scan. One this side, one that side, please. Done. Dun, dun. There we are. Perfect. One here, one here. He's like that. Perfect. The sound okay? All coming through? Awesome. Right then. So, this is our midline, so you want to be back a tiny bit, just so it's fair. You don't want him having the excuse he had half a mat on you. All we're doing, tug of war, pull your opponent to your side of the mat. That's it. If you get them to your side, you get a point. Just relax. They're really short, sharp sessions. It's 10 seconds worth of pulling, so you won't be waiting long if you do win. Take a grip. Are we ready? Jimmy, go. Mate. Pause. Wonderful. Back to the center line. If you've got them to your side, you get yourself 1 point. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to introduce a different change of constraint. Grip or hold. Jimmy, go. Pull. Mate. Time. Last time, just pulls back to the center line. Grips on. And Jimmy, go.
It's like tug of war, would you go in?
Yeah. Mate, time. Beautiful. Right then, this time, if I could breathe, please, Lewis. So if we all squish over to the red side, just so you can see. Wonderful. So, with the little thing we've just done, we're ending up in a position that our opponent is consistently compromising their weight, right? When they're pulling you, they're putting themselves really out of balance to do so. This is an absolute godsend in judo. If my partner or my opponent has their hips so far behind their feet, I, as a judo player, need to be able to recognize that and punish this position. So this time, we're going to play the same game. If you can pull your partner to your side of the mat, you score a point. Or if you can use your feet to move their feet so that they fall down, you score 1 point. How you do it, I don't care. You can use any kind of using your foot to get them to trip over. That's what we're looking for. So essentially, the technical term is we're attuning to haptic feedback here. I have a big pull, really strong. Perfect. We're both in this compromised position. We're out of balance. I might be able to just power through, but Lewis is in a really bad position. If I can just move his foot without throwing that around, if I can just move his foot, then I'll score. Does that make sense? Either which way. Pull them to your side for 1, move their foot and get them to fall over for 1. Back gripped up across the center line for me, please. Thanks, Lewis. Cheers. If this is going to be too much for you guys, then just do it passive. Yeah. Just go passive. So put each other in the position, take it in turns to get the sweep. Obviously, with your bad knee injury, we don't want you being set back several more months. So I think this is our center line. 1 this side, 1 that side. John, if you scooch back a tiny bit. Adam, back a bit. There we go. A point if you pull them, a point if you sweep them. Jimmy, go. if you do fancy jumping on, we have one of them for you. And Matty, back to the midline. Who managed to just pull their partner? Who managed to sweep their partner? Did we get any sweeps? Perfect. Grips back up.
Or do you turn around?
Well, I don't know.
I pushed him that way, that'd be his point.
Yeah, you just gave him a point. Yeah, try not to do that. Grips on. And Jimmy, go. Yeah, nice score. Well done, Sam. And Matty, back to the centre line. Now, this time, if you pull them to your side of the mat, you get 5. I want us to be really trying to get that 5-point score. The only way you can stop it is to sweep them if you're losing. Really, really commit to dragging your opponent. Why do you think we want that? What's the point in giving us way more points for the pulling? Yeah, it's given much more of a reaction. If me and John are both just trying to sweep each other and we're not pulling, are either of us out of balance? Is this the perfect opportunity for me to be trying to sweep my opponent? No. But if he's really trying to pull me, oh, this is Christmas. This is what I dream of at night, is my partner giving me a free throw. So we're really, really given this exaggerated posture so we can feel it in our hands and be able to coordinate an action, anything, that punishes them for it. Okay? Grip back up. Drag them. Jimmy, go. Matty. Right then, so first time we had 1 maybe sweep. How many of you swept that time? So when we have these exaggerated positions, we're well attuned to that. We can pick up on, oh, this is an easy time for me to do a sweep, and we can execute that action. Just what we want to see. Grab yourself a really quick drink, and we'll make it more complicated. If you guys would give them a quick nudge in, just so we can make that crack disappear. Thank you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Matty. On to the line then, please, guys. Kneeling up, facing forwards. Wonderful. So, the last little practice task we were using had really, really over-exaggerated poor posture from our opponent. It's very easy to pick up on that, and it's very linear. It's just gone forwards and backwards. So the only way they can pull is with their hips backwards, giving you that really easy position. This game takes that concept and just makes it a little bit more difficult. We're making it a more rich environment to practice from. The game is called Landmines because I have a sick sense of humour. We're just trying to make our partner stand on a spot on the floor. If I can make him step on a spot, I score a point. If he makes me stand on a spot, he scores a point. We can't use the same one because this is the most tedious game on earth when you just stood around one spot pulling each other. I don't need to travel. If you make them step on a spot, it's 1. If they make you, it's 1. Don't use the same one. Make sense? Glorious. No sweeps yet. For those of you that are looking into the future, we'll get there. For the moment, just finagling them around, making them step, please. Okay? Up you come. Find a partner. And find a space. Anyone, doesn't matter who. Perfect. Hands by sides, we'll start at the bottom. Great. Make them step on a spot. Jimmy, go. We have 20 more seconds, then we're going to change the rules a bit. Tired, Ken? Good. 10 to go. 3, 2, 1. And Mate. Pause. Wonderful. So I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that very few of you, if any, were able to get your partner to step on a spot, right? There's only one thing they're trying to do, and that's not do this. You're getting extreme reactions from your partners, though, or opponents, though. As you're trying to make them step on these things, they're stepping far wider than their base would prefer, and they're putting a bunch of weight on those feet and pulling back. Again, this is the haptic feedback we're looking to attune to. We want to feel what it's like when our partner is putting themselves in bad posture to avoid being pulled or pushed in a direction. So this time, we're just going to extend it. So if you can make them step on a spot, you win. You win outright to win. If you can sweep them, you score 1 point. The first person to 5 points wins, or the person with most points when I say stop. Any way of moving their feet with your feet scores you a point. Does that make sense? Just in case anybody has seen reapy things, I'm not using my legs to move his legs. It has to be feet moving him. Does that make sense? Perfect. Right then, hands by your sides. Great. Yeah, and again, if your knee's too sore for the resistance, then you can do some co-coaching with John. You can show him some stuff. Are we ready? With Jimmy, go. Nice, good score. Very nice. Nice, good score. Very, very good. Oh, Ewan, that was filthy. That's such a beautiful sweep. Well done. And the casual walk-off, I love it. Remember, you still win outright if you can get them on that spot. At any point, if you make them step on the spot, you've won. Doesn't matter how many points they're on. Keep going. 15 to go. If you're losing, now's your chance. Get them on the spot. Three, 2, 1. Mate. Time. Wonderful. Really, really nice. There's some beautiful judo there. Hands by sides, face partners. Right. Get a quick drink. You're working hard. Well done. If you leave the spots down. Again, if you want to jump on, you just let me know. If you're happy holding the camera, you're fine too. But it might give you another perspective, because I assume you can see the progression, right? We've gone from quite a sort of reduced complexity, and we're adding more and more layers as it comes.
Will you add something on?
Yeah, so at the minute they're in a position that the only thing we're encouraging is looking at using these foot sweeps to execute kind of techniques against our opponent, but it's not linking to any of the other stuff, so it's a bit overly constrained at the minute. It doesn't open up all the other stuff, so the way they're defending could be not especially representative. I could defend sweeps very differently to how I would sweep being picked up and flipped upside down. So in a second we're going to add in a rule change so that you just get bonus points for sweeps. So I'm putting a big old spotlight on it. I want them to be exploring how they can use their feet like hands really to move their opponent's feet, to break their posture and base an attack. But also you can still throw them. Any way you can get their back on the floor scores you a point, but a bajillion points if you can use your feet and move them. So we've gone from a really linear thing with really, really over-exaggerated haptic feedback that, you know, I do with people on their first session where they can feel it, to something where at the end they'll be trying to execute a foot sweep on somebody live while they're trying to throw them as well. It just sort of builds up quite nicely. Well, I think. Yeah.
Do you think they will they hold on to those concepts as they work toward the next ones?
Yeah, I hope so. So I've had this group for a long, long time. So quite a lot of them have been with me since they were children. So they're used to my finagling and sort of cajole them in certain directions. So sometimes people can, if you're against somebody that's really close to you in skill level, you just want to throw them. It doesn't really matter how. But if you're in a position that you have more control, or it's a more casual bout, then you look to try and exploit these sweeps so that you can score using it.
And if they understand kind of how you're building the game.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm very explicit with them. They have to listen to me drone on about why we don't do drills often enough that they know that hopefully either I'm right or I'm mad, one or the other. Are you okay? Perfect. Yeah, if you need a break, you're welcome to, yeah? Back on? Perfect. Right then. So, our next stage. Same thing, but with an extra little rule change on. If you can make them step on a spot at any time, at any point at all, you win outright. If you can foot sweep them, you get 5 points. So 2 of them gets you a win. Any throw at all, any way of getting their back on the floor scores you 1. So you can do 10 normal throws, 2 foot sweeps, or make them step on a spot on the floor. If you start not caring about these spots on the floor, we're not getting these exaggerated postural reactions that I'm looking for. I want them to go, no, 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 no. So they put themselves in a poor position so that you can learn what it feels like when your partner is resisting your pulls. If I was pulling Lewis and he's not just coming with me, he's going to dig into the floor and give me these reactions all the time. Good judo players throw people when that happens. Does that make sense? Glorious. Any throw still scores you a point, but explore and try and catch these foot sweeps at any point you see them or feel them. Okay, hands by sides. There we go. Right. Last little point is just that we have quite a crowded mat. So if you are throwing your opponent, make sure that you don't have people on the floor so that we don't, squish them. And if you have been thrown, stand up pretty quickly so that we don't have anybody broken. Jimmy, go. Oh, very close. Well done. Nice attack. Oh, so close, Sam. So, what had gone wrong with that? Why didn't it succeed? Do you know? I think that you were really close with your hips. I think you had great lift. I think it was just your grip. I think that this ended up slipping, which meant you couldn't get that rotation. Do you think maybe next time you can change that grip or secure it a bit more firmly, or that might be a thing for you to play with, because that entry has been really consistent for you, but when that grip goes, you can't rotate them onto their back. Yep. Next time you're in that position, the only thing I want you thinking is don't let go with that hand. Okay? Okay, go again, have fun. Yeah, you look very tired. Tomonagi? Oh, nice, party piece. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Yep. So it's 1-0 to Sam. Restart, go again. Nice. Oh, really, really close. Good attack. So that would be a back take, so there wouldn't have been a point for your takedown phase. If they're on their knees like that and you can get him onto his back with force, you can still score a wazari. You can't get a full win because he's on his knees, but instead of taking the back the way you did, if you pop on your knees, if instead of you jumping in here and taking the back, you just go, you can still get a wazari for it. Does that make sense? Yeah? And it's probably better to get the wazari. Carry on.
Can you choke him when you're on the floor?
Can you what?
I choke him if you can take his back and stuff.
In this game?
Not in this game.
In general, yeah, of course, yeah, for sure. Yeah. When you're 15, so yeah, of course, at this age you can, yeah. Very nice, well done. Ooh. Nice, good throw. I'll give you 15 more seconds, then I'll let you have a rest. Oh, beautiful throw. Very, very nice. Good score. Very, very nice. So the action reaction was really, really effective on there. He came forward. When he resisted that throw, he went behind and took him backwards. I love that. Really, really good. And Motzi. Time. Face your partners. Great. How many successful sweeps did we have? Did we get a few? Handful? Perfect. Just what we want to see. If you wouldn't mind, could you collect in the spots? I'm too old to be bending around. When you've done that, you can grab a drink. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers. Oh, he did get that Tom and Aggie.
Yeah, but I wasn't aiming at the game.
Good point. So John is our lowest grade. He's a white belt, so he's a beginner grade, but is competent. He's a good player. John is a downgrade, so he's a black belt. So he's done judo for 15 years maybe, and Lewis is as well. I took Lewis for his first class as well. Yeah, so we've had, some of them have been coming for 10 years, some of them maybe a year.
So do you have them match up with whomever they...
Pretty much, yeah. It's sometimes it's good to be the hammer, sometimes it's good to be the nail, I think. You know, you're in a position that if you're constantly against somebody that's the same level, you don't get to pick up on as much information. So we change partners quite frequently, so that you get to pick up on all the different sizes, weights, styles. Yeah, but I think it's the better way. Beginner against beginner, you don't get a lot back. Right then. Wonderful, really, really nice. So we're gonna have a look at some transition phase stuff. So after we've done a foot sweep on our opponent, we're gonna get ourselves into a position that we're gonna ostensibly look at. They have hit the floor, our grips have gone, and they are sat on their bum. And we're just gonna try and get past the line of their legs, get our chest on them into a hold down. So if I'm here, Lewis isn't gonna resist for the moment. He's gonna, if you put yourself in poor posture for me. So hips back and feet forward. So hang off me. There we go. Keep your feet still. Perfect. So this is our start position. Lewis is already falling over. This is really easy for me. I don't have to be remotely competent. I'm going to use my foot to move his foot. Bob. The second he lands, we're both trying to win. I need to get my chest on his chest, not between his legs. He needs to either prevent me from doing that, stop me from getting my chest on his chest, or reverse the position so he can get his chest on my chest and hold me there. If I'm caught in a guard, so between the legs, doesn't count, or a half guard, where he's wrapping up one of my legs, it doesn't count. I have to get past the line of his legs to get my chest on his chest. If you can hold them for 10 seconds, you win. Does that make sense? It's not the second I get there, yes, I'm the champion. They still have 10 seconds to try and progress into a position that they're either guarded or escaping. Okay? So our start position isn't competitive. He's really, really helping me. He's putting himself in the worst possible of positions so I can really get used to this action. As soon as he lands, go time. I've got to get my chest on his chest and he's not going to sit here passively. Does that make sense? Glorious. Only come with an opponent, please. Thanks, Lewis. Yep, jiggle around. Grab a new partner, find someone you've not worked with or someone that you want to work with. When we've transitioned, yeah. Right then. Go straight into it, guys. Decide who's going first. Plonk them down and go. That's not holding him down, but we'll allow it. Just the hold down for the moment. We'll be progressing there. Adam in delighted it's groundwork, shocker. Nice, good sweep. Keep working. Can we pass that guard and can we sweep from here? Nice, good turn. No submissions for the moment. We'll be building to that. It has to be the hold down. Yeah, nice, well done. Nice tate. Very nice. Just the hold down for the minute. We'll allow strangles in a minute. You've got him in a really lovely position if you were allowed to strangle him though. You have 10 more seconds, then we're changing our rule set a tiny bit. Mate, pause. Wonderful. Same game, same rules. The only difference now is you can secure submissions as well. So you're allowed to arm lock. Now you can. You can arm lock, you can strangle. What difference do you think it'll make having changed the game? More threat? Yeah. Do you think that the person defending will have less options or more options? Yeah, so if I'm here, don't knock the mic, and Adam is past the line of my guard, and he's ready to start putting his chest down on my chest. For the last game, just turning my back is perfectly fine. Is this a good option now? No. It's suddenly become, oh no, Adam's collected my arm and put it over his mantelpiece. I don't want that. So we need to find a different solution. So this is essentially so that we can show for the juniors, where we don't have strangles and arm locks, the way that they can solve this problem can be really, really different to seniors when we add this in as an extra thing. When they can take your back or snaffle your arm, you have to be much more cautious in those moments. Is it always wrong for me to try and roll away? No, because if I'm held, I lose. If he holds me here for 10 seconds, he's a Rosario. If he's 20, he's 1. So if I have to roll away to escape that position and try and solve this problem, that's fine. It's not an issue. I've gone from I'm definitely losing to he's still got a pretty good advantage, but I'm not losing here. So there's still some advantage to having that skill set of denying the hold down, but we need to build on it and make sure we can prevent the strangle and the arm lock whilst we're denying it. Does that make sense? So yes and no, it depends, because if I start coming towards him, if he's coming in for this, and I let's and snaffle this arm. yeah, he's all right, isn't he? We'll let him off. So it's not that, as a general heuristic, I probably want to try and re-guard rather than roll away, but sometimes that's not an option, right? Judo has the advantage if I'm on my belly and I'm just turtled up or I'm, praying and looking at the ref, the time frame on the floor can be quite short, so the ref will often just stand you up. So it's a much more valid response than it would be in other grappling sports. We can just hide and pray at times. We don't want to. It's our last recourse, but it is an option still. Okay? Same game, same rules, only with submissions added this time. On you go. We'll have another go with this partner, and then we'll change partners to work with somebody different. You on time? A very grateful Lewis there. Nice. Really good regarding. Keep working. Yeah, lovely. So you had the half guard, but you're still able to get it. Were you in a position that you had the half guard and thought that this was safe?
Pull my head away.
Yeah. Yeah, he's quite good. There's a back. Very nice. Well done, Oliver. You feeling okay? Yeah, it's boiling. Do you want me to open this for you? Yeah. You can do it yourself, you know, you don't have to ask. Nope. Hey. Yeah, no, I found it out. Somebody asked if it was alarmed and I thought I'm about to find out. Would you like to jump in as a 3 with these guys just while Sam's recovering? Perfect. If you have a quick jump in just as a 3 while his partner's there. Fingers all right?
Yeah, I've got this blister that's like wobbling around.
From Judo?
Yeah, just then.
Oh, love that. Good, get those fingers conditioned again. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You look very tired. Yeah, classic. What's it called? It's Japanese. Who knows? Yoko Shogatami. You did, definitely. I agree. Jackson's world famous half guard here. Perfect. And do you want to go and grab one of these? Nice, good, open. Very good.
Come on.
Very nice. Top job. I love that little X break. Pick one. Whichever one's. That'll do. You have 15 seconds left, then you can grab a drink. Got time for one more throw.
Training does work.
Right?
It's in the year, but.
They're often the friendliest ones, though.
When you just do this and this and this, you don't learn anything like that. Just put stuff together.
I know, right? It's. Thank you. I agree. Ah, Marty. Time. Glorious, his partners. 3. Grab a quick drink. You're working really hard, guys. Well done. Wonderful. Really, really good. So we're just going to mix everything together now, basically. So we're going to have a randori. You're going to try and throw your partner to the floor. Every time you throw your partner to the floor, you score a point. If you can secure or if you can execute any kind of technique, any kind of move, where you use your foot to move their foot and make them hit the floor, you get 5 points. If you can pin them or submit them, you get 1 point. So we are transitioning from standing, opposed standing randori. We're both trying to win on our feet. After the throw, we're transitioning. Even if it's the best ippon perfect score in the world, we're going to presume that the referee isn't particularly competent and hasn't given us our score, and we're going to transition with it into the next phase as well. Yeah, we all know that referee. So, you and your partner both trying to win. Any throw scores you a point, any hold down or submission scores you a point, but if you can use your foot sweep to score, it's worth 5. If I'm unsuccessful with my foot sweep, if they defend, this opens up a myriad of opportunities for me. I'm destroying their base of support, putting them in poor posture. It's a lot easier to throw people when we're utilizing our feet as an extra weapon. So do take advantage of the fact we've put a big old spotlight on it so that you can get used to using your feet to create these opportunities to put other throws in place. It doesn't matter as much if it's 100% successful every single time. Having effective sweeps will make you a better judo player, I promise. Okay? Are you going to be okay or? Absolutely, yeah, for sure. So when you're with John, obviously he's just come back from quite a long knee injury, so he's not going to be doing competitive stuff. So he's going to be our rest. I apologize. He's going to be your rest round when you're tired. It's the only time we can say that John is a rest round. When you're tired, you can have a bit of a break and potter on with John, and you'll do something that's a bit more aggressed, but still has some of this information that we need to pick up on, but hopefully won't pop his knee back out of this socket. Because here, did you have your consultant? Did you have your consultant this week? Wednesday. We'll have a chat when I haven't got a mic. Perfect. Find a partner, find a space. Do be aware, because we are doing transition phase, there will be people on the floor when you're doing your throws, so make sure you're looking where you're going. Don't throw people on people doing newaza, okay? We're going to change partners a few times, so it doesn't matter if you're not with your best friend ever. You'll be fine. Hands by your sides. Yeah, if you boys working as a 3 just while Sam's recovering, and then when he comes back in, so do winner stays on. Yep, or after 30 seconds if there's no score, switch him. Right. Jimmy. Let's see some transition phase. Can we use these sweeps, throw, and get down into groundwork? Nice. That's a point for the score. Can we get a point? Just 10 seconds for the hold down is enough, Jackson. That's a very quick 10 seconds, but we'll count it. Nice, good score. We good? Good. Yeah, it's a very warm day. When you're ready, you can go and grab a heme. Yeah. Nice, good score. Transition phase. Is your arm too sore to transition? Okay. Yeah, if it's...
Put my weight on you, no problem.
Yeah.
Put my weight on my arm on you.
For sure. No, if it's too sore, if it's in a position that you can't physically do it, you can go at whatever level is not going to... I'd much rather you be able to wield your knife tonight, right? I was having nightmares there, John. I was having nightmares. Which direction? Which direction? Nice. Transition, transition. What can we do? Well defended. Jackson's famous half guard. If you guys want to shift over there just so they don't land on the little ones. Or littler ones, I guess. There's no little ones anymore. Beautiful. Transition? Transition? Doesn't matter. Transition.
3 minutes, 3 seconds.
Still transition. It's a big old advantage. You don't want to pass it up. We want to transition there. Blister?
Spreading.
Is it okay? Do you need tape or something? Would it help?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah? I think. Ken, are you taped? Yeah. I presume always ask the older people. Yeah. Ken will have some. Yeah. It's not a problem, no gi, is it? Don't have a quick jump on with John while they're sorting out their fingers. And transition, transition. Nice. Keep going. If you guys pause. And stay in the same position, but wriggle this way a tiny bit. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. You ready? We're going in 3, 2, 1, go. You get caught?
No. When you breathe through one nostril.
Oh, I see what I mean. Yeah.
One nostril closes. Oh, chuck it up. You breathe through both. With a cold. Wait a minute.
Mate. Time. Glorious. Was anybody successful in throwing with a sweep? I think I saw a couple. Nice. Awesome. That's just what we want. As I say, putting a big old spotlight on it means I want you exploring that space. I want you trying to do that. If it's unsuccessful, it's club. No one cares. Like, it's not the Olympics. You get thrown by somebody that might not be as good as you, might not have done it. It doesn't matter. It's club. Okay? Fist pony. Right. We're nearly there. Grab a quick drink. But we're in a situation that the guys at the minute, we're a bit more of a recreational club. We don't compete all that often. So the thing that they're kind of aiming for is for their Dan grade. So they're black belts. And to get your black belt, we have to do a thing called a lineup, where you end up fighting 3 people one after the other. So being in these fatigued states is super useful. It's a thing that they have to become acclimatized to. So it's very easy to do perfect throws when you're not like this. But the 3rd, 4th minute of a fight, you're in this state anyway. And if you have 2 fights before that, you're here. You're really fatigued. So it's never really a concern until they end up in a position that it becomes dangerous. But that's really rare. They're all still safe.
Got to find those energies or know how to regulate. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of
you have
that.
to win that first.
That helps, yeah. But I think one of the big things is when you go to a competition, you can end up with like adrenaline dumps. So it's really difficult to regulate the tension. It's quite overawing, it's intimidating. There's a room full of people watching you fight against other people, and it's a lot of, oh, don't lose. So yeah, getting used to that helps as well. Right then, if we pop ourselves onto the coaching line for me, please. So, with us having a look at these foot sweeps and engaging into our newaze, a bunch of us have ended up in this half-guarded position, where one of our legs is being trapped, enveloped by our opponent's legs. So we're just going to have a really brief look at that as a position. So I know some of us have got some really useful solutions to try and overcome that as a problem. So we're going to start, I'll use you if you don't mind. Thank you. If you pop down. Dankeschön. So Adam has one of my legs wrapped up, enveloped. Somehow he has his legs entangling one of mine. This would not count for my hold down. I could still submit him from here, if he wasn't good. Yeah, that would be nice. I'm still allowed to try and submit him from here, but my hold downs won't count because he has my leg wrapped up. So this is going to be our go position. Adam's still trying to win. He wants to try and sweep me, so he ends up on top pinning me or submit me, and I have to try and free my leg to get him into hold down or submit him from here. Does that make sense? So we're literally just looking at this as a slice of the game. This is where we have ended up, which is a really common thing when we have executed a reap on the inside of their leg. We make those transitions and come down. So as an example, let's say I'm doing what would it be? A harai, oh crikey, ko uchi gaki makikomi. That's a lot of Japanese. A uchi gaki makikomi. I've come through and I've scored one of these. Adam now has a half guard. I have to be able to progress from this position so that I can free my leg and win. Okay? So we can start just from there. I don't want the transition phase for the moment. Just keep that leg wrapped up. Can we progress? And then we'll finish off with the game, because games are fun. Okay? Cheers, thank you. One of you down, one of you in. Really quick changeovers. So 30 seconds at most before we switch jobs.
Let's go, yeah?
Yep, straight into it. We're running out of time. Straight into it. Down we go. Perfect. Nice. Yes. Very nice. Well done. Top job. Can we sweep him from here, John? If you've not changed jobs, change jobs. If you have changed jobs, carry on. Three, two, one, and Marty. Stop. Lovely. Yeah, some nice solutions there. We've had a couple of people reverse sit, and I saw some tripods. I saw some people getting into a deep half and looking to progress from there. We'll revisit the position next week and have a look at a couple of options and things that are available to us from there. That was really nice. We'll finish off with a quick game of Knights and Horses. So if we can find a little one, little ones find a big. One of you down, one of you up. It depends if we've got enough, but yes. Yeah, why not? Who cares? You go down. That'll do. There you are. That'll do. So, our game. We have horses, you're on the floor, knights, you're sat on the back. Make sure your feet are underneath the line of your partner's hips. Ostensibly, the reason that I tell myself is that this is really useful at helping us develop connection when we have back takes, using our hooks to control their hips. The real reason is it's an absolute barrel of laughs. So yeah, I can justify it. There's maybe some tangential crossover, but it's just fun. Onicum, if you pull somebody off, you're eliminated from the game. We're not going to do just pick up points. It's you're done, and we'll bow off. If you stay on the edges and wait for everyone else to get stuck in, there might be a hurricane that's shaped very much like my foot that comes and kicks you off. Are we ready? Jimmy, go. Yep, down you go. Horses, behave yourselves. Yeah, if it's a cheat, you go back in. I suspect they're down there, Adam. You might want to jiggle out of the way. Yeah, I think counting Adam as a little one is just cheating. He's short, but yeah. Right then, onto the line, let's get bowed off. Beautiful. If you need to stay standing, Ken, you're welcome to. Perfect. Top job. Really, really well done. So basically we went from a progression. We went from an environment that had enough, we call it specified information. There's enough stuff going on that I need to learn how to pick up on it and how to take advantage of it. But it's a very, very simple game. We're just dragging our partner to our side. When they're falling over, we bop their foot out of the way. We made it multi-directional, so you're looking to try and take advantage of people when they're moving sideways, when they give big reactions that aren't just forward and back and as exaggerated. And we started building those exaggerations in and having throws on top of it. And we took away all of the spots. All of the targets were gone. There was no really exaggerated defensive postures, but you're still able to execute foot sweeps from there and use the threat of foot sweeps to put throws in. And we're able to transition into good positions from there. I'm delighted. That was great. Really well done. Back stall. Top job. Thanks, guys. And if you don't mind giving a hand with the mats so that I can go home. Cheers. Nice one. Thanks, buddy. Right then. Top job. Well done, you.